Close your eyes and imagine this. You wake up in a tiny, bare, metal cage by yourself. You're scared and alone for most of the day, except when unpredictable people bring you into a new room, restrain you in a metal harness to give you painful injections, or force you to take capsules that cause you to bleed. While locked in your cage, you're so isolated and lonely that all you do is pace or rock back and forth in your cage because you have nothing else to do. There is no one else near you, and you're so scared and desperate for stimulation that you're biting yourself, your hair is falling out, or you're pulling it out yourself due to stress. This is the reality for millions of animals in the United States who are subject to animal testing. This is a picture of a macaw monkey who has been restrained, and you can see how in distress he is. Think about your household pet being treated with the conditions that I just explained to you. If this bothers you, you should consider only buying products from cruelty-free companies. I've always had a passion for animals, and I want to help end animal testing in the United States and hopefully across the world eventually. That is why I've become a biological sciences major, so I can help work towards ending animal testing one day and finding better alternative options that are safer for both animal and human lives. So why exactly do we need to end animal testing? Because more than 115 million dogs, cats, rabbits, monkeys, and other mammals suffer and die each year. That's a picture of a dog who has been so mistreated that it is bleeding out of its body. Look at its eyes. It is in horrible conditions. It's in a dirty floor, cornered up in the cage by itself. The Animal Welfare Act is supposed to protect animals, but 80% of the testing subjects, such as mice, rats, and birds, are not included. This is an excerpt from the actual Animal Welfare Act, and you can see that it says excludes birds, rats, and mice, and other horses and farm animals. These animals are so badly mistreated. They are addicted to drugs. They are burned, stapled, subjected to diseases, have chemicals dripped into their eyes, forced up their nostrils, down their throats. This is a picture of a mouse or a rat that has been tested on, and it has some deformities with it because its conditions are so horrible. And actually, drugs that harm animals are also harming humans because they don't have the same effects. Animals are not reliable test subjects for drugs that will be working on humans. Even though, and also going back to the Animal Welfare Act, even in New Zealand, cattle, which is not one of the protected classes, is what is the biggest component in this pie chart, and so are mice. These are the two types of animals that are not protected by the Animal Welfare Act in the United States, and also not in New Zealand. Across the world, it's like this. Drugs that are not safe for humans, that might be safe for animals. One of the biggest cases, which was a scandal, was the damage from thalidomide, which caused birth defects in babies after mothers took the drug to help with pregnancy nausea. It caused birth defects in more than 100,000 babies, and most of them did not make it to term. So that's why only 10,000 babies were actually born, and not even all of those survive. So today, fewer than 3,000 of those survive. And I got that information from the thalidomidetrust.org. That's a picture of a baby who has been born with no full limbs because of a birth defect that came from this thalidomide. Another drug that was supposed to have a protective effect on rodent hearts was actually very detrimental for human beings. And it was discovered in 1991, approved by 1999, but was not withdrawn until 2004. And by then, over 27,000 people had either gone into cardiac arrest, and even more than that died. I got this information. The timeline is from Derek Lowe, but the information itself is from Krumholtz 2007, which is mentioned in my outline. This is a picture of a cat whose fur has either been stripped away or it has been bitten off by the cat itself. But you can see how much it is having to crouch down because the cage is not tall enough for it to stand comfortably. These cages are so small, these animals can barely turn around, and it's so unethical for them to be in these types of situations. But there is a solution that will help protect both human and animal lives. Buying from cruelty-free brands. You can do your part by buying from cruelty-free brands like Trader Joe's, Bath and Body Works, Elf Cosmetics, NYX Cosmetics, Smashbox. So many of these places sell not only cosmetic things, but food, drinks, and body products that you can use. And these all do not test on animals. So you can know that you saved the life of an animal by buying from a company that does not test on them, and it has ethical testing for humans as well. So you can take a few seconds to research if a brand uses animal tests for their company, and making the choice not to buy from them could actually change the world. Imagine a world that is free from animal testing. A scientist named Michael Batchelor says we can now create a model from human skin cells and produce normal skin, or even a model that mimics a skin disease like psoriasis. Or we can use human pigment producing cells to create a pigmented skin model that is similar to human skin from different ethnicities. And you can't do that on a mouse or a rabbit. Humans and animals are just not, they do not have the same biological makeup. They cannot be tested and expect for the same outcome to happen with both. This has been proven since for the scandals with thalidomide and Vioxx. Neither of those drugs, they had so many detrimental consequences for the people who took them, and the innocent children who died from being stillborn or being miscarriages. In conclusion, ending animal testing protects the lives of both humans and animals, as well as creating better, effective, more testing methods, such as using human skin cells, which could help with these cosmetics. Next time you go to a store, take a couple seconds and Google the company that you're thinking of buying from, because if they support animal testing, then you know not to support them, because you've seen the way that these animals are treated. Because all life is sacred, no matter the species, and you can do your part to help them. Thank you.